To put it simply, I make these videos to make you money. I analyze these stocks, the same thing I used to do when I worked on Wall Street for the big banks, the institutions, and the hedge funds. The way I process information is different from the way a computer would process information, and I do it quickly. So stick with me through this video. I'm going to analyze 3 stocks: FAMI, F-A-M-I, NIO, N-I-O, and Plug, P-L-U-G. I analyze the charts to show you exactly what I'm seeing. I give you the proper entry points. I teach you to have patience and wait for those entry points. Once your order gets executed, I teach you the proper strategy to plan an exit and secure profit. Recent stocks that I've spoken about: Lithium America, LAC. It's up 18% since I mentioned the chart. CCJ popped yesterday 10%, which is what I mentioned 2 days ago. QS popped again another 5% yesterday. Again, I did this stock last week. I told you the pop was coming. It's up 14% since I spoke about it. And PROG, which I mentioned yesterday, a good entry point would be somewhere between $2.06 and $2.12. After I made the video, the stock went down to $1.94. Subsequently, today in pre-market trading, it's up close to $2.45, up 20% since my purchase price. Now let's get right into it. Let's bring up the first stock today, which is going to be FAMI, F-A-M-I. Stick with me while I pull up the chart. Okay, I got the chart. So let's quickly talk about the charts that I use. I look at the 3-month chart to tell me direction. I look at the 1-month chart to tell me inflow versus outflow and the size of volume. I look at the 5-day chart, which tells me the form of the stock. I'll give you an example. An athlete can be in good form or bad form. An athlete can have bad shooting days, and you say, okay, he missed 12 out of 13 shots yesterday. He's probably going to be off today. Or he's on fire. He's in good form. He's got 8 base hits in his last 9 at-bats. He's probably going to have a good day today. He's seeing the ball clearly. So that's what the 5-day chart tells you. It tells you, is the stock more bullish? Is it bearish? Could it drop hard or could it spike hard? And then you use the 1-day chart to gauge proper entry. Okay, so let's look at FAMI, which I've got open. Let's pull up the 3-month chart. I mentioned this the other day. This is what I call a crater. When a stock drops out of the blue off extremely light volume, and then it quickly rebounds. All right, so that's a crater effect. Let's go to the 1 month, and I'll tell you where I think this one's going, because I definitely think this one is going to go back north of 45 cents, which is the top. Now, if you look at the 1-year chart, the stock was as high as $2. Back here, they did an offering. The stock went from $1 all the way to 50 cents, and I told people it is not done yet. Subsequently, it went from 50 cents, I believe, all the way to like 18 cents, 20 cents. Here it is. And then it jumped up pretty quickly to 46 cents. I thought it was like 43 cents. Maybe it only touched 46 cents for a minute. So let's go back to the 1-month chart. You can see there is demand on the 29th, the 30th. Then we had 3 off days in the market, as you can see. Demand again, which pushed it north of 40 cents, or about to 40 cents. And then you had 2 outflow days, extremely light volume, and yesterday was an inflow day. Now, that inflow days tend to follow each other. Look, 2 inflow days, 3 outflow days, 2 inflow days, 2 outflow days. If today is an inflow day, which I expect it will be, you have the stock which is trading at 34 cents all the way up to 36 cents. 36 cents would be my entry point, and I would look to make about 10 or 11%. Stock only. So once I get in for, let's say, 36 cents, I'm going to set my ask for 39 cents. That is a 10% move. Now, I personally don't care if it happens today, if it happens tomorrow, or even Friday. I just want to ring that register and make 10%. Now remember, I trade options the same way. When I buy an options contract for, let's say, $100, I add my 30% that I want to make, and I go to sell it for $130. I don't care if it happens 5 minutes later, an hour later, the next day, or the following day. I just want to complete the sale, execute the sale, and make the profit. All right, so this is FAMI. We're going to go to the 1-day chart here. All right, we see, again, my entry point that I mentioned at 36 cents is because That is right around here. Now, as you can see, most of the day it's spent higher. So let's look at the 5-day chart. And again, now you see 36 cents makes sense because half of the time it's above 36 cents, half the time or a little more it's below 36 cents. So because I am bullish on this stock, and I think the stock will go back to 46 or possibly 50 cents, I just want to secure my profit. I don't need to be 100% correct and have it go to 46 or have it go to 47 and then retract and somebody said, hey, I was holding because Matt told me I'm going to hold for 50 cents. Remember, I teach everybody, you must secure profit. You must have a game plan. So if you get in like I do at 36 cents, I'm going to get out just short of 40 cents, somewhere in the 39 to 40 cent range. Again, I'm looking for 10% and I will call it a day. Now you have my strategy, my entry point, my exit point, and how I plan to secure profit on FAMI. So let's talk about a second stock. Let's talk about a NIO, NIO, Chinese EV company, pretty popular these days. Okay, so I pull up the 1-year chart. We remember last year the stock was as high as like $64, and then it made its way down to about $33 in here. $33, right? It popped all the way. It looked like it was going to $50 again. Now this stock was heavily manipulated, meaning huge shorts covering, pushing it higher. Now let's go down to the 3-month chart because we really care about what's happening now. Now the 3-month chart looks horrible until you get to about October 7th, which I believe was last Thursday or Friday, probably Friday. And you can see all of a sudden there was demand and volume was larger than usual. We had 67, almost 68 million. And on a given day, it's about half of that at 37 million. All right, so that's the 3-month. Let's go to the 1-month chart. We can get a clearer picture of this. Outflow selling, again, volume was large. Outflow was larger than the inflow, so the stock is still going down. All of a sudden, probably an institution, probably some friends of mine, took a large position. They were comfortable at $33.50. Now, it doesn't mean that the stock is going straight up. As you can see, we had outflow. So when it spiked from $33 to $36, when it moved 10% higher, people, you and I, institutions, doesn't really matter, people were taking profit. Oh, we got this huge spike. We haven't been at $35 and we were there for 2 weeks straight. So the fact that we went back there, people understand. Huge inflow day, people are going to sell, it's going to consolidate a little. So that's what you're seeing here. So we can see that better in the 5-day chart. There you go, it spiked, it's hovering here. When people realize psychology of trading, it's not going any higher at the current moment, and it's going to retract and find a new floor, which it did right around here. They started selling. So he's selling here, then it looks good again, selling, it looks good again, selling. You get a pop to get out at 36, which is what I spoke about. People got out at 36 3 days ago. Then it retraces back. Here we go. It finds a new bottom. It starts to rebound. People are buying in. Psychology of trading. You always want to be first to purchase so you get max value or max return. It's going up. Here we go. $35. And then what happens? It's back down to 35, 45. Again, I think this stock, let's go to the 1 month so we know where it's going. I think we're going to about $38, which still leaves about 10% on the upside. So somebody says to me, Matt, how are we going to make money off NIO? Great question. Glad you asked. We'll look at the 5-day chart. Here we are. I'm going to look for my entry somewhere around 35.27, 35.30. We're going to look at the 1-day chart. Okay, we see it was all the way up to $36, which we know seems to be a ceiling, but the floor is raising up as well, so it's either going to break out to the upside or to the downside. I happen to think to the upside. Oil prices are going up. There will be an infrastructure bill that has a ton of money for charging stations, EV tax credits, etc., etc. So we can see the stock going down. Here we go, 35.27. Here would be my entry. Okay, goes up. Where's the entry? 35.42, 35.38. So again, I don't know if it's going back to 35.27, so I will recalculate. I will say, based on this information, I would like to be in just under 35.50. So I'm no longer at 35.27. I say to myself, my entry is going to be 35.50. And when I exit, my exit's going to be 10% higher. So now you have two options. If you play stock, you're okay because time is on your side. You're in at 35.50. and you're out at $38.50 or $39. If you're looking for options and I get in at $35.50 and I want to get out at $39.50, let's say, I want to give myself at least 3 weeks. So I would say today's date is October 13th. 3 weeks would be the 20th. 27th would be the first week in November. I would look for my options to expire, let's say November 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever that date is, that expiration date. Okay, now we've spoken about FAMI. We've spoken about NIO. I'm going to bring up Plug, P-L-U-G. Let me see if I can bring up that chart. Okay, here we go. All right, so the first thing I do is I bring up the 1 month chart, and it shows you the green bars at the bottom, inflow and demand. Inflow, 19 million, 20 million, 23, 16. So I'm watching it, and I say to myself, outflow on this day, 923, and the stock was pushing $28. I say to myself, don't have FOMO, man. You want to pay $24. Do not chase. So right there, my entry point, my strategy on Plug was getting in at $24, and I will exit out at $34. I already know my entry, I already have my strategy, and I know when I want to exit. And I've already decided in advance I'm going to give myself, or my options, at least 4 weeks, 1 full month. Will I need it? I'm not sure. So let's get down to what we saw. So I still have the strategy in my mind. I'm going to buy it at $24 if it gets there. If it doesn't, we don't have FOMO, we don't chase. So we had 3 straight outflow days in the market, 1, 2, 3rd, and the 3rd day was actually an inflow day for Plug. So the market was getting beat up, yet people were buying Plug stock. What does that tell me? Light bulb moment, there is demand, okay? So knowing there's demand, knowing I want to be in at $24, knowing I want to exit out at $34, I still have patience, I'm still waiting. So we go forward, really light volume, 9 million, doesn't even show up, 14 million, outflow, and then you get October 4th, an outflow day where we hit $24, actually 23 and change on the low side. I got in at $24. Did I know it would be a quick rebound? No, I gave myself 4 full weeks, 1 month's time till my expiration. But then as you can see, inflow, 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 and the volume is getting greater. You have 13.5 million, 15 million, 17 million, 16 million, and then yesterday had to be 28 million. So I assume today will be somewhere in the range of 22 million. So I don't think volume will be as great as yesterday, but I will tell you, Plug is moving pre-market. It's up 7%. I expect it to move anywhere from 7 to 11% higher today. With that said, just to update you on my strategy on Plug, as I'm speaking it through, see the light bulb moment goes off in my head. I'm looking for $34 or $35. However, if Plug, and let's go to the 5-day chart and narrow this down. So we got Plug at, basically, let's call it $30. It's not quite $30, but let's call it $30. If I get a pop of 10% today and the stock goes up to $33, if it goes up to $33, and let's keep in mind, it was just here at 27, then I bought it at $24, okay? It's a very sudden movement. It's 5 or 6 trading days. If it goes up to 33, and remember, my exit strategy is $34. So no, we're not at my exit strategy, but I still have 4 full weeks left of my option. So rather than holding on because I know nothing goes straight up, once it goes up and hits $33, if that happens today, I will sell my position for like a 250% gain. And should it retract, should it go back to $30, I'll get back in because I still think it's going to $34. The point is, if it moves quick enough for me, I don't have to wait an extra 3 weeks to get that $1. Right now, the time, the first, second, third week till my option expires is worth more than $1. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully this all makes sense to you guys. And you see the value that I'm providing here because as I mentioned, stocks that I've recently spoke about and showed you their charts have moved 18%, 15%, 14%, and 14%. So when I tell you stocks are ready to pop, that's what I'm sharing with you, and I want you to make money. If you like making money, check out my other videos, and do not forget to smash that like button and subscribe.